This time we have come to the idyllic village of Thornton le Dale. Charming cottages that you've seen in many calendars, river walks and quaint shops to keep you occupied for a few hours in this delightful, popular Yorkshire village. Join us for a walk around, ice cream and some history. The village is on the edge of the North Yorkshire moors, 3 miles east of the market town of Pickering and 26 miles from the historic medieval city of York. You can get here by bus from Leeds or York or Whitby using the Coastliner 840 or 843 service every 30 minutes. We'll put a link in the description for timetables. There's no station, that closed many years ago. For drivers, there's a huge car park cleverly hidden from the village right in the centre. It looks like you're driving away from the village, but it loops back into the centre. Parking costs £2 an hour, £4.80 for over 4 hours, and there's toilets here as well. You walk from the car park through a short, wooded path and cross the Thornton Beck that weaves its way through the village. We pop up out at the square in the centre, where you'll find the Market Cross, where weekly markets were held from 1281 when King Edward I granted one. Sadly, it's no longer used for a market, but is the focal centre of the village and used for Sunday band concerts at various times in the summer. Around the square are wonderful stone cottages, used now as tea rooms and enticing stores like the Lavender Shop and the Chocolate Factory. On the corner of the square is the New Inn, a delightful Georgian coaching house dating back to the 1720s with a limestone facade, where you can get a pint and some food if you're hungry. Heading up Pickering Road and opposite the village hall, you will find the home of the Mathewson Classic Car Auctions, known for the popular UK TV programme Bangers and Cash. Auctioning classic cars and automotive memorabilia for 50 years. They now have a cult following on television after a number of series following the family. I'm sure this programme is shown in many other countries as well. They have a small car museum which was closed during our Sunday visit, so we were only able to browse the original auction house cum shop, where you can buy all sorts of things related to the programme, along with viewing a few vehicles. Heading back to the square, we cross the road at Whitby Gate and continue our walk on Chestnut Avenue, More pretty stone cottages have been converted to shops, and Balderson's Cafe and Tea Garden has quite a queue. I can see why. The cakes and treats on display look very enticing. The Baldersons family name can be seen on a number of shops in this area, serving the community and tourists since 1895. We were most interested in the ice cream parlour and couldn't resist a scoop of the New York cheesecake flavour. Along with the shops are the pretty Almes Houses, which have been renovated in recent years. Elizabeth Lady Lumley, a local widow with no children, bequeathed her estate for the creation of a school in these Almes Houses. The charity built a row of 12 and a grammar school that you can see on the end here. This is now a local meeting hall. The Almes Houses are still in use and supported by the Lady Lumley's Charitable Trust. Almes Houses were set up all over the country to support and accommodate the poor and needy in the local community. Beside the grammar school is Brook Lane. Let's just check out a few of the cute cottages down this road before we head to the most photographed cottage in the village. Back on Chestnut Avenue, the Thornton Beck passes under the road heading into the village. On the bridge is where we need to take a left for a rather stunning view. This picture postcard cottage that attracts thousands of tourists each year is the Beck Cottage, also known as just the Thatched Cottage. It is one of the most photographed homes in the country. It was built in the 17th century with a crook frame, meaning curved timber. It's very pretty. I am sure many of you have seen it appear on chocolate boxes, jigsaws and calendars. Following the path along the Beck, this area is lovely for a walk, more peaceful and away from the through traffic in the village, a nice spot for a picnic. Take a stroll down Priestman's Lane, continuing to follow the Beck and see more delightful homes. From the 13th century, the Beck was powering industry in the village, with a number of mills in the area processing wool and flour. Standing alongside the Beck on Priestman's Lane is the mill that Squire GFG Hill rebuilt and enlarged in 1919, calling it Victory Mill. In 1921, the Burgess family moved from Kirby Fleetham and became famous for making gold medal plain flour. In 1963, the mill was adapted for the manufacture of animal feed and has now been converted into office space. Let's now head to the local church. At the other end of Priestman's Lane on Church Hill is All Saints Church. There has been a church on this site since Norman times. Indeed, the bowl of the font is 12th century, the only reminder of that era. A newer church was built in the 14th century, with many alterations around 1681 and then again in 1885 due to disrepair. The Archbishop of York would reconsecrate the site in a service in 1866. Apparently in the churchyard is a memorial to Matthew Grimes, a soldier who was one of Napoleon's guards on St. Helena. It was a brief stop and we didn't find it. Back at the square, it's time to explore Malton Gate, passing, as we've done for most of this journey, the Thornton Beck, heading for the River Derwent a few miles away. There are a number of shops and tea rooms either side of the road to explore before the road gives way to residential cottages. This is the Hill Memorial Institute, which I believe acts as the village hall, built in 1897 from public subscription to commemorate John Richard Hill of Thornton Mill, the one we showed you earlier before it was renamed Victory Mill in 1919. A few doors down is the Methodist Church, built in 1909, and able to seat 180 people. There's also an adjoining hall at the rear for events. What a lovely time we've had walking around this charming village. We hope you visit yourselves one day. We have many more videos on Yorkshire, so do check out our playlists. Subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks so much for watching the Memory Seekers.